Hey, this is Tournament Takeaway with Fish on a Heater. This is where we take a look at a set of Pokemon Go PvP battles and break them down to see what we can learn from them and bring into future battles, hopefully become better battlers. This is round number 4 of the JigglyDad Twitch channel Practice Nightfall Cup. We are against Melgood, who is one of the big movers and shakers of the Silph Arena. She is on the Silph Arena team, as well as the Silph Road events department. I think she's in the league department as well. So she's very involved in, like, she's one of those names that are synonymous with the Silph Road. This is, I believe, the second time that we've faced each other in a tournament. The other one was actually ranked, it counted for something. This one is just for funsies, for practice. And just like the last battle, the last tournament matchup we had, the last video, just like the last video we did with Scientist E, Melgood's got some really cool little picks here as well. This is, I believe, the first time, oh no, it'll be the second time that I've seen an Alolan Ninetales in play. Probably the first time that I've seen Dugong. Golbat is especially Shadow Golbat, really good counter to your Razor Leafers, just any grass really, and I really like Surf Edge as a fighter. It's a super high attack. It's got the Night Slash to fight back against the Frostlass. And Leaf Blade as well can really hurt those Mud Boys, which a lot of teams will be running at least one Mud Boy. Let's check out how the battles went. There she is with her 2020 glasses, the Meltan jacket, and the scary face mask. Alright, so great lead for us. Tox versus Stunfisk. Now, if for any reason she didn't switch out, we could maybe counter down, but we'd have to shield twice here, because it would be it would be able to get up to an Earthquake, and then, like, if it baited and threw the Rock Slide and we shielded, then it would have enough energy to get to a second Earthquake. Or enough time, anyway. She switches out, and it takes her a while to pick. I go for the bait in the Mud Bomb, because I know I will be able to get up to a second Sludge Bomb here. But she calls it, and now, rather than try and hit with the Sludge Bomb when she's still got 2 shields left, I just switched out into that Stunfisk. Probably, like, I could see what I was doing there in building up enough energy for the charge move to be ready and to come in and be a nuke, but in reality, that's kind of just left the Toxicroak very vulnerable. It's very touch and go on whether I will actually be able to get up to, say, a Sludge Bomb if I need to. Really should have just switched out to the Stunfisk earlier, because not only is it a hard counter, but it's also a hard enough counter that I'll really be able to build up extra energy to send into the next Pokemon as well. So, really should have just thrown this Stunfisk out a lot sooner. You can see I built up a ton of energy. I built up enough for 2 Rock Slides, and I'm going to throw the first one here, which she lets go. There's no reason to keep this going. And then out comes the counter user. So I'm about to throw an Earthquake. Now she's got 2 shields left still, so you know, it's now or never kind of thing. Gotta use it, and I do not get to another one. So now she's got a whole bunch of energy. How much energy does she have? That's a lot of energy. 1, 2, 3, and then I fire the Earthquake. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 56 energy, which is Leaf Blade's 35 energy. Night Slash, I think, might be 40 or 45. Let me double check. Oh yeah, she could have been running Close Combat. I don't actually remember. But let's go Night Slash. I think she was running Night Slash. We gotta put in an opposing Pokemon. So Night Slash will... Night Slash is 35 energy as well, so that's 2 35 energy charge moves if she was running Leaf Blade, Night Slash. And she had 56 energy, so That's like that's 2 counters. That's 2 counters away from having back-to-back charge moves there. So we throw the Mud Bomb, and probably going to get a second shield. No, leaves it alone. That's very gutsy. Probably not the right decision to switch into the Frostlass here. How much damage? Okay, so it's probably going to take 2 more counters from here to take out the Tox. How much damage will our counter do to Surf Edged? Eight damage. 8 damage. That's a lot. I think, yeah, if we'd tried to throw a couple of counters, we would have gotten it low enough to make farming down with the Frostlass more viable. The reason I switched out straight away is because I knew she already had a bunch of energy on that Surf Edge, and I didn't want it to get even more. But I think we did need to just count it down, get that health a little lower, and then we could, you know, we'd have to probably spend at least 1 shield protecting from the Night Slash, but see here, we would be able to farm down after that. So it goes for the Leaf Blade, and I shield again. Don't do that! Because the fact that, okay, we've just established that Leaf Blade and Night Slash are the same energy. If she's throwing Leaf Blade, that means she doesn't have Night Slash. She's got Close Combat as her second move. And, okay, so I'm gonna survive this. But then the next Rock Slide is going to take me out, and that Toxicroak, it doesn't have enough HP left to make a difference. Except, oh, she overfarmed that. She must have forgotten how much HP that Tox had left, because it was so little. Because, like, 1 Mud Shot would have done that. Luckily for her, she did have the charge move ready. She did just survive the Avalanche. If I'd gone the Shadow Ball, that would have been crazy. But she did win round number 1. So let's go round number 2. Gallade versus Frostlass, the Ninetales, so we just get right out of there. And, oh, this isn't a great situation. You can see that we're already down into the yellow, and I've just built up to an Avalanche. If we want to do any damage, we've got to get to Shadow Ball, and we're in a bit of trouble. Obviously, the Venusaurs are much better counter to the Ninetales, but as many of us know, you don't switch into your hard counter first, because then they switch into their hard counter to that, and then what are you going to do after that hard counter's gone? So we bring in the Frostlass to try and maybe burn some shields. Oh, and then she switches out. So, a couple of Avalanches is... Well, we accidentally hit the lock screen button. We get to a second Avalanche that will either take it really low or burn a shield, and she does opt to burn the shield. She wants that energy on the Stunfisk. And the HP on the Stunfisk. So then she takes it out. So what do we do from here? So we know that she's got the Ninetales in the back. We need to try and get that Ninetales matched up against the Venusaur. It's going to be more beneficial for us to try and send in the Gallade, because if that Venusaur... So if we send the Venusaur in, it gets the Feint on the Stunfisk. she can send in whatever's in the back to deal with that Venusaur. And we've seen here that she's got the Shadow Golbat, which is a possibility. I guess Shadow Dugong's the Shadow Golbat's the main one we want to worry about. She might bring in Silph, which I guess Venusaur wouldn't be bad against, but it's gonna be a close enough matchup that it's gonna kind of burn shields, and I'm not gonna be in the best position to truly counter that Ninetales because I will have been severely weakened. So that Gallade's better to bring in. I have got 2 shields, so I probably opt to use them here. And I had the luxury of holding off that time because I knew she wasn't going to get to a charge move that soon. And here I just let the Gallade go down. I know that if I switch into the Venusaur, they're just going to switch out to whatever's next. So I just let it go down and shield this. Psyshock and Ice Beam are going to do super effective damage each, so they're both really hurt. And here comes the Silph. Silph without shields, big problem. So our Frenzy Plant's going to do a huge chunk of damage. Look at that, it just took out the entire Silph. And then I just go with the Frenzy Plant, playing it risky, like I've been doing all this tournament. Sludge Bomb would have done the job. Frenzy Plant, I think it was a little bit iffy. I think we were fine with that one. I think we KO'd that with room to spare. But yeah, that we take back battle number 2. So let's look at battle 3. Alright, Gallade and Venusaur. So Gallade does win this one, but by how much? Well, let's flip those around because I like putting mine in front, on the left. Just a weird thing that I do. So it takes 6 confusions to take out a Venusaur. It has to shield once, but then it's got like 60% of its HP left and 72 energy dispense. So that's pretty big. So I bring in the Frostlass, which is still a losing situation. And I have done such a risky thing in bringing 2 Mons that are going to be beaten pretty badly by Gallade. And Toxicroak is like famously weak to confusion. Like it's been the situation ever since Twilight Cup. We've all known how much Toxicroak hates confusion. So if this Gallade isn't dealt with, it is a huge problem. Thankfully for me, she doesn't know that my team is so weak to this Gallade. So she looks like she's staying in here because she must know that Gallade does win this matchup. So shields the first one, then throws, and I shield myself. Now, this is something that I don't think I've really mentioned in any of these videos before. The whole idea of this, there's this meta game going on that if Melgood's on the ball, she could see that I've used this shield here and realize, hang on, this guy really wants his Frostlass to survive. So that would tip her off into knowing that she needs to keep the Gallade conscious so that it can do damage to whatever's in the back. So because I must be scared of that Gallade if I'm shooting. Or just scared of Frostlass going down, more importantly. So I get to the Avalanche. And she lets it go. And thank goodness, because that's kind of opened the door way up for me. So now I just let this go down. because then I can bring out the Toxicroak and control that matchup. And what was the first Pokemon again? It was oh yeah, it was Glade. We haven't seen any other Pokemon. So she's happy to use that energy because she had to use it because she didn't think she'd be able to farm me down before I made it to an avalanche, which is fair enough, but unfortunate. And so now Toxicroak comes in. Of course it does. I'm happy to spend this last shield. And it's like I did. So now I've got a whole bunch of energy. She's got a shield, but that doesn't matter because I've got a Sludge Bomb ready and a Venusaur. So that is game. Well set up. She just lets that go, which is absolutely the right thing for her to do. So she needed to shield that. She needed to leave that and hope that I was throwing the Mud Bomb, because if I did do that, sorry. Sorry for making me tired. The Mud Bomb will do 27% damage to the Ninetales. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much a full health Ninetales. If I had thrown the Mud Bomb and she had not shielded, that would probably give the Ninetales time to farm down the Toxicroak. She doesn't know that I've got Venusaur in the back, so that would all be for naught. Actually, then again, if she does farm me down, then she can hit me with an Ice Beam. How much damage does Ice Beam actually do to the Veen? %. So actually, that's really interesting. Let's see what happens if I give this thing just enough charms for an Ice Beam. And then bring in a full health Venusaur with no shields. And we'll give it how much energy did it? How much HP? Sorry, did it have left? We need before we need with the Mud Bomb damage. Okay, so sorry about that. So the Mud Bomb does about a quarter HP, quarter damage. So let's say we're down to 90 after the Mud Bomb. And then I got the Venusaur with a fresh fight. Venusaur's Ninetales has all that energy. It looks like the Ninetales is winning that, because I'm not getting to that Frenzy Plant quick enough. I'm one Vine Whip away. So that was the play. That's what we get out of that. It was correct for Mel to leave that alone, hoping that it was the Mud Bomb, because if it was, then she could shield the next charge move that was going to come in from the Tox, farm it down, and then potentially have an Ice Beam ready to throw in against the Venusaur that would have KO'd it. Really interesting. Hope you learned from it. That's it for this particular episode. If you like it, please hit the follow button, the subscriber button. I get YouTube and Twitch confused sometimes. Share it around to someone who is learning or you think might like these analyses. and I'll hopefully see you on the next video.